Hi everybody, Game Cooker US Rocks VR here. Might be helpful if I put my camera on. Hmm, there we go. I'm back. Can see myself. Okay. So, anyway. Alright, so I'm back in Alone in the Dark Prologue, Grace. Um, I am now using an RTX 2070, the regular one, not the Super. So it's equivalent. Well, an RTX 2060 Super is almost as good as a regular 2070. It's a little bit less, but fairly close. Um, so I'm gonna see how this runs this demo or prologue or whatever you want to call the thing. I'm gonna start out at 4K resolution. My on-screen display app doesn't want to behave now, so it's showing 1440p, but it's not. It is 4K. And this is what the game picked when I started up the game. So what I'm thinking is that this has some kind of built-in GPU detector, right? Because my settings always change every time I change the video card. So I'm just going to go ahead with the medium setting here. We'll just call this medium. Okay, there's a couple high textures, high shaders. I think that's sufficient for 4K, right? So for this card, because it is kind of old now. So we'll go ahead and start that. Let me write that down. We'll just do 4K medium. We'll just say medium high. Okay. And then let's get it started here and see what it looks like. Everything looks good except for that hair. Let's see if it looks as bad. Oh wow. It actually looks better than it did on the 1070. But we'll find out. See on my 4090, her lips are really glossy looking. Nope, the hair's still kind of funky. Not as bad as a 1070, but still is not great. I would have rather they just like made it totally fake, you know, where it just looked nice and shiny and good, just being fake. So we're getting 60 frames per second.
Not my best work if I'm being honest.
It seems like we're locked at 60 though. Because I have the VSync off, frame rate unlimited, so it's like, oh, we could probably go up to high maybe, I don't know. It's already up to 7,000, 76, 78 on the VRAM, so I don't know if I should push it. But it's definitely getting a steady 60. I mean,
I can't wait to paint this. Gonna give it a big mustache.
so it's definitely a smooth experience for a 2070. And you could use DLSS. So in the other videos, the shimming was like ridiculously bad. So it's not as bad on the RTX card. Like all the... There's a little bit. Just a tiny bit there. But it's not, definitely not as bad on the 2070.
Oh goodness, you scared me.
What are you up to, Jeremy?
Yeah, this is
I
way
have to
better.
tell someone what is going on here. I have to try. You're not one of them, are you?
Oh yeah,
Please tell me,
everything
Grace.
looks better. The hair
You're not
looks
a spy,
better.
are you?
Who's spy?
Them. The others. All of them. No, you're too innocent.
I'm too innocent.
I need to get this letter to my niece. She would understand.
Just give it to the clerk, Mr. Waits, and he'll post it.
No, he could be in on it. What if he won't post my letter?
Then don't make it look like it's one of yours. Here, let me do it.
So we're almost at 8 gigs on the VRAM. No stuttering yet though. And the GPU
Miss
is only
Emily Hotwood, DeFan Street, New
at
Orleans.
63%, so
You don't have the number? Not sure the postman's gonna find it without... Jeremy? Where'd he go? I'll just post it myself then.
that's pretty interesting.
I'll just take this letter downstairs to the clerk's office myself.
So the GPU is only at 56%. And the CPU is at 16, so I'm not sure what to make of that. Maybe the GPU has more headroom? I don't know. I would love to put 16 gigs on this card just to see.
Uh-oh, Cassandra. I'm touching your typewriter.
She's an ornery kid, huh? I'm just trying to walk around to see if there's any stuttering.
Huh? I already washed my hands today. Cassandra should be more careful with her medicine. Look at this mess.
Yeah, there's a
Yes,
little
so
stutter coming through that door.
Oh no, Jeremy, what have you done?
Yeah, the game definitely looks better in 4K. Without a doubt. So when there's a little bit of I think people are mistaking the camera for stuttering. See that? That's not a stutter. That's the camera movement. That's changing the it's zooming in, zooming out, right? Depending on, you know, where you're looking. Let me just make sure again that it says 4K. It does say 4K. And we're at medium with high textures. Huh. I don't know, man. Seems to be fine. It looks good. You know? Looks real good. the hair and the fur look a lot better now than they did on the 1070. The quality definitely goes down as you go down in GPU. You know what I mean? Run! She don't seem too scared though, does she?
I suppose this mess pales in comparison to the foyer. Oh, a little night music. Mr. Waits? Hello? Mr. Waits? Hello?
Oops.
Mr. Waits? Hello?
T-
Last night I dreamt that my uncle hung himself in the attic, that we were too late. The house looked different, but it was still called Derceto.
Definitely a weird place. Feels like I've been here before. I just can't think why.
Let's not waste any time, Detective.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go get your uncle, Miss Hartwood.
Alright, so I don't know. It seems to be running fine in at 4K. Can't seem to get it to there we go. You know, so I think we should up the game. So I guess it's safe to say that we could probably play it at 1440p with no problem. So what I'm gonna do is gonna turn up the graphic settings to epic. And see how much of a hit it takes. Gotta hate when they make games for consoles, man. And port them to PC. Goodness. I'm gonna keep well, I could probably put anti-aliasing on Epic too. Alright, so everything's on Epic 4K. Let me restart the game and see if it holds those values. I don't think it's going to though. You'll see. Alright, I'm gonna restart it. Let's see if it holds those values. Usually defaults back to medium, but I'm hoping it keeps it. It's still showing 1440. I don't know why. It's bugged out. Let me just change that. Resolution. Save. We got the frame time. We don't need anything else, right? GPU power target. Where does that say? 70%. Let's try to put resolution on again and see what happens. Nope. Still bugged out. Alright, anyway, that should be fine now. Alright. So we're back here. Let's see if it changed or not. It did. Oh, that's very annoying. So even if you say select, it doesn't change everything. Whoa, why is it doing that? Very weird controls. You gotta go backwards to go forwards. Oh, let's just try to put it on Epic. I mean, I don't know if it's even like, you know what I mean? I don't even know if it's even gonna load in the game that way. But we'll find out, I guess, if the frame rate drops. So let's set these. Alright, so it's on Epic. Let's start the game and see what happens. I mean, it looks good. I'll check the settings again once she gets past the cinematic here. Still stuck at 60, so, but the GPU is not going up any more than 66%. So there's heavy CPU utilization here. Alright, so let's look around a little bit. I mean, everything looks better. I think no matter what resolution you're on, you gotta leave the anti-aliasing on Epic. You know? You definitely have to leave the anti-aliasing up on Epic, because it just looks terrible at the lower settings. So let me see if it saved those settings or not. Well, it's still showing Epic, so let's assume that it did. Let's see what her hair looks like here in the light. Although there's really no... Yeah, I think that's what it was. I didn't have the anti-aliasing up high enough before. Because it's kind of dumb. It just says anti-aliasing low, medium, high. That doesn't tell you like what they're using, what kind it is. You know what I mean? How powerful it's gonna be.
already washed my hands today. Cassandra should be more careful with her medicine.
Yeah, it's getting a steady 60, so...
Oh, goodness, you scared me.
What are you up to, Jeremy?
I have to tell someone what is going on here. I have to try. You're not one of them, are you? Please tell me, Grace. You're not a spy, are you?
Who's spy?
Them. The others. All of them. No, you're too innocent.
I'm too innocent.
I need to get this letter to my niece. She would understand.
Just give it to the clerk, Mr. Waits, and he'll post it.
No, he could be in on it. What if he won't post my letter?
Then don't make it look like it's one of yours. Here, let me do it. Miss Emily Hartwood, Dauphin Street, New Orleans. You don't have the number? Not sure the postman's gonna find it without... Jeremy?
So the
Where'd it
VRAM's
go?
almost at the 8 gigs.
I'll just post it myself then. I'll just take this letter downstairs to the clerk's office myself.
Yeah, I think people are mistaking the camera in some cases for stuttering. You know?
Uh-oh, Cassandra. I'm touching your typewriter.
Now the recording is going a little crazy because I'm playing and recording at the same time, so that's pretty rough. I'm recording in 4K, so that's pretty hard on the GPU.
Look at this mess.
But just playing regular with no recording or streaming, this thing definitely will do fine. At 4K, at least moving slow, you know. There's a little
That
stutter
sounds
through the door.
creepy. Oh no, Jeremy, what have you done?
The GPU still says only 66%. I wonder if that's accurate. I mean, CPU is at like 16 to 18. I don't know.
Stay.
Now, if there's any stuttering, it should be going on here, right? This 9900K still going strong. It's better than like all the Ryzen chips. I think up until the 9900K is better than all the Ryzen chips up until I think the 5000 series. And I think that's when Ryzen took a big leap.
I suppose this mess pales in comparison to the foyer.
And even the 10th gen and 11th gen, they really weren't that much faster than this one. I mean, it was significant, but it wasn't like mind-blowing. It wasn't until 12th gen that you know, kind of
Mr. Waits.
knocked this
Hello?
off its throne, so to speak. Oh no, it looks good. Sorry, we got hay fever going on, big time. Big time. I don't know, it hasn't dropped below 60, so it's pretty steady. DirectX 11.
Last night I dreamt that my uncle hung himself in the attic, that we were too late. The house looked different, but it was still called Derceto.
Definitely a weird place. Feels like I've been here before. I just can't think why.
Let's not waste any time, Detective.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go get your uncle, Miss Hartwood.
Alrighty. Alright, I guess we should try cinematic, I guess. Because, I mean, it seems to be not having a problem at all. On cinematic, or on Epic. But this may take it over the VRAM limit, you know? I mean, they may not even have all these things, like, really even active yet. But the anti-aliasing, whew, that definitely makes a difference. Keep it up high. Oof. Alright, so we're going to try cinematic and see what happens. Hopefully the card doesn't crash just from, because I have to do the recording still, so that's what I'm worried about here. Yeah, I don't understand like why it's not going over 60. They have a frame. That's what I don't get. It's like the frame rate here, like it's showing like it can go up to 144, but it's not going above 60. You know?
I can't wait to paint this. Gonna give it a big mustache.
It doesn't seem like it's any worse on cinematic. You know?
already washed my hands today. Sandra should be more careful with her medicine.
I'm gonna look at the frame times here. Seems to be pretty steady. I'm gonna skip this next part
Oh, goodness, you scared me.
just because.
What are you up to, Jeremy?
I have to tell someone what is going on here.
Because it's a cinematic, so it doesn't really
I'll just
show.
take this letter downstairs to the clerk's office myself.
I mean, we're still at 7,751,
Uh-oh,
so.
Cassandra, I'm touching your typewriter.
Oh, there's keys there, but we can't pick them up.
I wish Batiste would drive me around all day. Maybe
I don't-
if I broke my leg.
I don't experience any stutters though. I mean, just those couple in the in the doorway here, and that's it. You know. But we're still at a steady 60 for some reason. Yeah,
They're
see
so
that stutter there?
creepy.
Not sure why. So that was a camera. See that?
Oh no,
This is
Jeremy,
what-
what have you done?
People might have been mistaking for a stutter when they were walking around. Like a lot of these statues, you're gonna have the camera. See? That's the camera. That's not stutters. Yeah, the video's struggling. No. The video is struggling. I hope it's not going to be bad. See, that's just camera.
Stay.
It doesn't seem to be any stuttering there. Of course, we don't know how heavily scripted this is either. Right? Like, they may be just keeping us confined to a very narrow parameters. You know what I mean? Whereas in the game, you might be able to explore, go different places. Whoa, I hate that camera. So it looks good. I mean, yeah, the video's kind of struggling. I hope it's not ruined. I may have to re-author this one
I suppose this mess pales in comparison to the foyer.
to smooth it out, you know. The game itself is buttery smooth, you know, with just those few, you know, not even few, a couple instances.
Mr. Waits.
Other
Hello?
than that, it's good.
Mr. Waits? Hello?
I don't know. It seems fine to me, and it's running at 4K, so RTX 2070 should be no problemo. Like, that's a funny part because it's like, I think they just put that in there to be funny, because like she can't hear that growl, you know. Yeah, so the game has an old look style to it. Kind of somewhat film grainy,
Last night I dreamt
you
that
know,
my
or
uncle
whatever
hung
you want to
himself in
call it.
the attic. That we were too late.
The kind of old
The
cinematic
house
look.
looked different, but it was still called Derceto.
And that's fine, I guess. I can deal with that.
Definitely a weird place.
I'm not a big
Feels like
fan
I've
of
been
these
here
kinds of
before, I
games,
just can't
though.
think why.
They're just boring to me. I hate
Let's not
walking
waste
so
any time,
slow,
Detective.
you know?
Yeah,
I
you're
like
right.
I like action,
Let's go get your uncle,
you
Miss
know?
Hartwood.
But at 4K cinematic, I mean, the 2070 seems to be doing fine, you know? The GPU is not even maxed out, at least as far as its performance goes. The the VRAM is getting close to the limit, but the card itself is powerful enough to run this, you know? So, my conclusion is RTX 2070 good. I'm not sure what's going on with the frame rate of why it's locked to 60. Um, maybe because my TV is 60. You know, I mean, I guess I could try to change main monitors and see, like, if it'll go over 60 real quick. Um, Let me quit the game. I want to try to keep this all in one video. So let me go to display settings. Let me make this my main display. Now, which is going to be awkward because so I'm going to have to change to um what do you call it? I'm going to have to move this over here. And it's going to be kind of awkward because I'm going to be looking that way, so there's because that's where the screen is going to be now. So let me open up the game again. Okay, because this is at 1440p now. So there we go. Okay, so it is showing now, huh? That's interesting. All right, so now it is showing 100 and some frames per second, so that's weird. Okay. All right, that's fine. So so we're at 1440p now. See, it's at full screen and it changed on us, so there's not much we can do about that. It's at full screen, so it's going to be 1440. So I got it the frame rate at 144, which is the maximum for my monitor. I'm gonna put this all up to cinematic, and then I'm gonna restart. I'm gonna probably have to restart the game, or maybe not. That's probably a bad idea. So let's see what happens when we put it to cinematic. I didn't. Let's see here. Uh, so we're gonna do 1440p cinematic. All right. All right. No DLSS, at least not right now. So let's start the game and see what the frame rate is. So now we're at 1440p. It's a little choppy in OBS. I'm gonna try to get through this quick because I just want to keep it an hour or less. So right now it's at 60, so we can skip this, I think. So let's skip this. Alright, so
I can't wait to paint this. Gonna give it a big mustache.
now I think OBS is choppy because the game is at 144 and it's recording only at 60 frames per second, so yeah, that's probably what's happening. Yeah, so it's a little... So now our GPU usage is up now. Before, I guess it wasn't using it all because it was too low. It was only at 60.
Not my best work if I'm being honest.
So, yeah, I don't have a... I do have a 4K monitor, but I don't have it hooked up to this computer, so... Anyway, at least you know you can play it at 4K. But I'm getting dizzy looking at OBS. My goodness, I'm gonna have to look over here, so forgive me. Wow, this other monitor looks great. The colors are just wonderful. Wow. Wow, this video is really getting choppy. Come on. Yeah, I gotta turn the brightness down on my TV. This monitor definitely
I
looks
suppose
good.
this mess pales in comparison to the foyer.
Everything's pretty smooth. There really isn't any stuttering. I mean, back there I was looking at the OBS, so that disregard that. But we're
Mr.
getting
Waits.
over 100 frames per
Hello?
second,
Mr. Waits? Hello?
you know? When you're turning around, there's a little bit of a drop maybe, but... And in that area with the water. But yeah, definitely over 100 frames per second. Pretty good. A high refresh rate experience. Okay, so there's a lot more foliage here. Yeah, this is really a different experience on my monitor. Wow.
Last night I dreamt that my uncle hung himself in the attic, that we were too late. The house looked different, but it was still called Derceto.
Definitely a weird place. Feels like I've been here before. I just can't think why.
I wish they let us just like walk around out
Let's
here.
not waste any time, Detective.
Yeah.
That would
you're
have
right.
been perfect.
Let's go get your uncle, Miss Hartwood.
Like that's where they kind of missed the mark here. Like now it's going up to 114, but that's still not showing. Like it would have been nice just to walk around outside there, like not even go in the house, right? Just walk around the car, walk in the yard, you know, see how the foliage affects your performance, you know. But yeah, this is a great experience. I mean, there's no real issues that I can see, you know. So anyway, all right, guys, thanks for watching. RTX 2070, good, no problemo for the prologue. All right, bye everybody, peace.